Problems or Profits?
Problems or Profits podcast.
The problems, right? So you can get to the profits.
There's always going to be profits. There's always going to be problems.
I let that one major problem get in the way of so much other profit.
I was absolutely criticized by everybody. Everybody in my life was like, what are you doing, man? Like,
I work in an industry where like everybody has an ego. I deal with so many people on the other side of the transaction that I'm like, how do these people even get this client? Like this must be a terrible experience for these people on the other side of the deal.
By the time a year and a half ago, I just kept on losing money. I was like losing $9,000 a month. When you bleed $9,000 a month, it hurts.
Problems or Profits to me is really just a life philosophy. You know, people talk about abundance and scarcity oriented mindsets, and I think it even extends beyond that. And Problems and Profits really is about how do you interpret everything in the world, right? The moment you encounter something, are you immediately looking towards the negative or the positive? Are you trying to find the light side or the upside in any situation? What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and if you guys haven't been paying attention, I'm kind of obsessed with this phrasing, problems or profits. And so this is actually like an entire life mantra or life philosophy in my opinion. And we really want to do a better job of explaining it to you guys, breaking it down and illustrating what it means to me and my team. Because again, it's actually an integral part of who we are and really what we believe and guides almost every action we take in life at this point in time. So I'm really excited. We're really excited to announce the Problems or Profits podcast. We've actually got a clip show here for you guys today, but this essentially, if you enjoy real estate investing, if you enjoy entrepreneurship, if you enjoy mindset, personal development, just self-leveling up, all that good stuff, I think you're really going to enjoy this. We're reaching out and bringing on a lot of familiar characters from my YouTube channel, right? So we've got Kasey Wong, Mike Rosehart, Martin Mike VanHoudt, and a ton more, like just a ton of amazing people that are going to be coming on. And we're going to go a little bit deeper than what you've seen in just our real estate content. So we're going to talk about some of the struggles, some of the real life problems they encountered, you know, like wrecking a vehicle or ruining that business or having to shut down that business, sell this property for a loss, whatever big inflection point in life they might have faced. We want to talk through how they got through that because, hey, they're still here. They somehow survived that problem. And 99.99% of the time, they were able to turn it into an actual profit. They were able to take something that looked like a huge obstacle and turn it into an amazing opportunity. That to me is what Problems and Profits is all about. I would love it if you guys would go support us. Our first episode should be with Kasey Wong. I know you guys love Kasey, so if nothing else, go just listen to it for the Kasey Wong content. But we would love it if you guys would leave us a written review as well as a 5-star rating, whatever platform you're listening to it, and then just go subscribe and please download as many episodes as you can in those first 2 weeks because that shit actually matters to the algorithm. And hey, why not play with the algorithm if we could? But we've actually been making this a video podcast as well. So I've got some clips, some of the highlights from some of the first episodes you guys can look forward to. And let's just jump into those clips right now.
There was everything, right, in that building, right? There's prostitutes. There was a drug pusher there. I should have put cameras there. There's a house party that's like, it actually got rid of all the good tenants, right? So be cognizant of what you're getting into. You're buying a business, right? And when you buy a business, you're buying all the problems too, right? It could be profitable, but you know exactly what you're getting into. So these are things that if you're not comfortable with it, if you're not comfortable in confronting somebody who's a drug pusher, then don't get into it or get a good property manager. Like I'm comfortable with it. Like I don't mind going to the guy's face and saying, you know what, we have a family here. Can you push your drug somewhere else, right? I don't mind saying that. I don't mind saying, hey, yo, you're a prostitute. You know, do your trade somewhere else, right? But just watch your back. Be cognizant of what you're getting into. Be safe in how you conduct yourself.
I grew up with not a lot, single mom. We didn't have a lot of money, so it was like, you know, paycheck to paycheck kind of thing. Didn't have a lot of luxuries or all that kind of stuff. So growing up, I saw or equated money with like levels of happiness, right? Like my friends that parents made, you know, 6 figures or had great incomes, they had better lives. They went on, you know, on March break, I sat at home and they went like to Florida or Disney or something, right? And so I equated that money meant a better life. And, you know, it kind of created my obsession around money to unlock freedom, right? And so to me, it was like, I started the journey, it's 15, 16, thinking to myself that I wanted to get into business. I wanted to start businesses, be an entrepreneur, be a businessman of some sort. Because I thought, well, the whole point of working is to make money, right? That's why everyone works. And so why not try to master money? And I figured the best way to do that with my set of skills was to go into entrepreneurship and business.
Yeah, like I work in an industry where like everybody has an ego.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, and I'm like, dude, I do too. 100% I do. But I need to keep it in check if I want to be successful, because, if a client says something to me that I don't necessarily agree with, it's like, are they attacking me, or are they just upset for some particular reason where I need to like not email them back. I need to call them and say, okay, look, I can tell that you're upset about this. It's okay. I understand. Let's clear the air. I want to understand what happened here. Why are you upset? And it's like, because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. You came across this way, but that's not actually what the situation is now that you've explained it to me. Let me resolve this. Like we decided to work together for a reason. So let me take this away and figure out how I can resolve this problem for you. And then most people are like, oh shit, like most people would not do that. You've gone 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And that's kind of I think that's how you build good relationships with people, just by taking that ownership and figuring out like, how do I be the party in this, how do I be the party in this bad situation that is the one to kind of get the ball rolling and move forward?
My biggest problems or profits story is just not meeting my dad, and then having a single mom that had to go to work. Well, she was single for at least a while and had to go to work and like bust her ass off. And in the process of that, it was, as I've already kind of mentioned or hinted at, like I had to live largely with my grandparents because they just had the time to take care of me. And that was actually probably the greatest profit I ever could have found in that situation, because, I learned from multiple generations there. So like there's different generations now teaching you different sets of values, right? Like everybody knows that generation of people that were born, say in the late 50s, have different sets of values and different ways of looking at the world than people that were born in, say, the mid 70s, like my mom was. So I got exposed to way different versions of the world and way different versions of how to think.
Problems are what? Problems are profits!
All right, well, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the content we've got for you guys on the Problems or Profits podcast. Huge shout out to my co-host, Rebecca. She's really been leading the charge on making sure this all comes together. I'm more of just an idea guy. I'm not so much big on the execution these days, so really appreciate her executing on this. And again, I just want you guys to enjoy this. It's completely free. There's no smoke and mirrors here. We just want to share our experiences and the experience of the people in our network with their struggles. We all see the flexing on social media. We get it, but I want to show you guys that before the flexing came the struggle, and we want to really talk about how they got through that struggle so you guys can get through your own struggle. If you enjoyed this, what I need you to do is jump over, subscribe to the podcast, download every single episode in the first 2 weeks. It's actually crazy important that you go subscribe and download in the first 2 weeks. It will really help us with the podcast algorithms. And otherwise, just enjoy the content. Give us a written review and a 5-star rating, and I really appreciate it. If you guys don't know how to find it, we'll throw links in the video description down below so you can find your way to the podcast. And if you're looking for other great podcasts, including Matt McKeever, go also check out the On Fire podcast. I appreciate you guys. Smash the like, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.